Hello.
Welcome to Hope for the Holidays Eve.
Eve.
Is
Double
that what it
Eve.
is?
Eve. Double Eve.
Incredible.
What's the title? Hope for the holidays?
Hope for the holidays.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's just Hope for the holidays. Yeah, this is Sword of the Sea, and we have two fantastic runners ready to run it for us today, Wilbur and Red. I mean, maybe you guys want to introduce it at the beginning? Like, who's supposed to do the introduction, I guess?
Yeah, hi, I'm
I mean-
Redman. I speedrun this game. I moderate for this game, so if you submit a time, I'll approve it and stuff. But I love this game. Giant Squid's amazing. That's all I gotta say.
And I'm Wilbon84. I also run this game, and I also love this game.
Hell yeah, I think we all kind of fell in love with this game
Yeah, definitely.
individually, and it's just been great trying to route it out. But let's just get started, I guess.
Let's just
Jump
Alright
into
guys,
it, man.
let's get into the news.
You guys want to give us a countdown?
3, 2,
3, 2,
1,
1.
go.
Go.
Oh my god, we're gonna be like Discord desynced because I'm on the other side of the
yeah,
planet.
It's fine. I think we started like at the same time.
Yeah.
Alright, so Sword of the Sea. It's a fantasy surfing game, and you can see we have like a cool hover sword deal going on here. And the main movement of this game involves building and spending boost charges. You can see these little orbs floating around the two different characters here. And you spend these on the ground and you build them by doing tricks. And using these boosts, we can build up quite a bit of speed and use them to do fun tricks like you'll see on both screens here. This little skip that goes over the cutscene trigger initially. We'll be getting that and moving on. And yeah, moving through this first area, the Veiled Sea. I mean, it's kind of not really a sea, but we're gonna turn it back into to a nice little ocean. That's the purpose of this game, I guess, kind of to restore the world's oceans since they've all dried out with our magic powers. And yeah, the goal of this first level is to activate 2 different ocean seeds. So there's an ocean seed on the far east and on the far west. And they're gonna start by going to the far east one, doing a technique you can see on Wilburn's screen here called boost bouncing. Hey, do you want to explain boost bouncing?
So boost bouncing has a few subcategories depending on the geometry of the level. But what we just saw was called a boost launch. It is when the character touches a rideable surface, so that is one that is steep, not quite steep enough to count as a wall, so that you can actually ride up onto it. And so you boost after entering the, or after riding onto the wall, and it launches you very far into the air, and it is very good for maintaining horizontal momentum. There's another category of boost that allows you to bonk off of a wall, which is good for gaining height, but we'll see a few of those later.
Yeah. Another thing that's really cool, you'll see coming up on Will's screen here, is you can actually activate abilities while during. You can sustain certain abilities during cutscenes, so you can get a little bit of movement while a cutscene is playing. And a couple times in this run, you can get like a water rail usage in right before a cutscene starts, and it'll persist into the cutscene. The water rail is an ability that one of our players has decided not to use today.
Which is
part of
crazy.
the New Game Plus category. You might notice the 2 wraiths here, the characters are different colors. The red cloak on Wilburn's side allows him to do this ability, which is like a rail grind you can do through the air. And it can be useful to cover a little bit of extra distance and gain a little bit of extra height, but it does kill your momentum, so you have to be pretty careful with how you use it, and don't kill all of your speed in one go. And Red is just finishing up this this first ocean seed as well, and we're going to be heading over to the second half of the map on the other side, where we're going to be doing some climbing. An important part of sorry.
That's okay. We have a pretty straight shot out of the eastern side, and this straight actually has quite a bit of skill involved getting over these cliffs that you can see on the left, while Red is slightly behind. but under ideal conditions, when the waves have some good timing with the cycle, you can make back time here nearly twice as fast as what either player was able to accomplish here. They can be very fast under ideal conditions.
Yeah, so what you might have seen Wilbur just do is called gate skip or west side gate skip. We have many variants of this this trick at this point, but the goal is to not have to watch the cutscene that opens the door, and by doing a precise boost launch off of a couple of rocks there, you can see Redman approaching one of these spots here. You can gain enough height that you can just fly all the way over it, and this is like a primary technique. Even like if you don't get these super high momentum launches, you can just get up close to a rock usually, and if you can ride onto it, you can get some really nice height as well. So that'll be the second Ocean Seed activated, and that's almost the end of Veiled Sea. Just a short little ride down from the second Seed's location, and you can see like the point of the game here. You know, we're turning the desert here into an ocean, restoring all the fish, bringing the dolphins and the killer whales back. And you kind of have to avoid them when you fly down there. If you get too close to one of the whales, you will start riding it, and it'll kill all of your speed. And you can definitely lose PBs to that.
Yes, I have several.
I would say one of the hardest levels too in the game, honestly. Just there's so much time lost, especially with those big boost bounces over those gates, as Newt and Eyja were explaining.
Yeah, this level is definitely a big reset point, and has a lot of really tough geometry, especially because this level is super dependent on all the wave patterns as well.
Yeah.
But now we're moving into the second level. This is Lost Grotto, and it's a little less variable with regards to waves and stuff. We're going to be climbing up through like a ruined city. But this level has a lot of verticality, and one of the main challenges of routing this level was trying to avoid having to sit and charge your jump. So if you are on the ground for a while, you can hold your jump key and it'll charge up a bigger jump. But it obviously wastes time having to sit there and charge the jump. So trying to maintain momentum all throughout this city is going to be really, really important. You can see we'll starting off this series of boosts to try and get really far through the level without having to really stop. And Lost Grotto is also one of the levels that has like a lot of freedom of how you choose to tackle it. We have quite a few different routes that are all extremely similar time-wise, and you can kind of pick and choose which strategies you want to go for, and only lose a couple of seconds to the very optimal stuff if you want to do something that's a lot safer. So you can see Red also getting caught on the chain, but had a really nice sequence of boosts to make it almost all the way across this first part of the city in a single sequence of boosts.
In fact, the boosts were so ideal that the game actually didn't save any of the positions on the roofs, and you had to go back several roofs to go.
Yeah, the game kind of has a little bit of a janky respawn system. This is especially abused in the any percent run, but can be of some consequence in no major glitches, as Wilbur is going to descend the tower here in a few quick jumps. Turns out you don't need to use these chains at all to rail grind on them. That's the intended strategy. If you get a nice boost off that roof, you can go flying all the way across the chasm and all the way to the exit of the level.
And that chasm crossing that we've just seen on Wilburn's stream is made significantly more forgiving by having water rail available. So Red is going to have a pretty challenging descent here after the cutscene.
It'll be exciting to see.
Yeah.
One other interesting fact, as both of our players are in cutscenes about this level is we actually used to be able to skip this entire level back on the release patch, but we outlaw that for all categories now. But on the release patch, there was an unused level trigger behind the exit door of the dolphin room here that Will has entered, and that Red is hurtling towards at max speed. And you were able to just move behind the door really easily because there's a big hole in the ceiling that's used in the cutscene. And so we were just able to go back there and hit the level trigger, and it wouldn't even play the final level cutscene. So this level is several minutes slower than if you watch runs from like the very beginning of this game's life cycle. That's the end of Lost Grotto for both of our runners. Little 30-second advantage. Nothing a few mistakes can make up for, though.
Oh,
now
yeah.
we get to
Oh, believe me,
play
I'll miss the dolphin jump for sure. that'll be
right
my
side
30
views coming
seconds.
up.
Dolphin right side.
Several tricks that can cost as much or more time than we have different inverted player at the moment. So.
Surely Redman will hit middle finger skip, and he will
my
save all the time necessary to make it back into this run. We get to play as the dolphin in just a moment with a short little intro sequence where you really get to see just how stunning this game actually looks. And then we're off to dolphin mechanics, which are a lot simpler than the Wraith. It has one move and it's jump.
Yeah. This particular level is one of 3 in which player choice of color, having access to water rail or not, does not actually make a difference in terms of strategy. So.
Yeah, totally even playing field here. You can see Will going for these barrel roll jumps. This is a technique that saves a very small amount of time compared to just swimming as the dolphin. It's called scrubbing. I think it's like a dirt Viking term. Where you jump and press a directional input. And you'll notice the dolphin here can move during a lot of these cutscenes after we activate the lanterns, and you can use that to like swim into these jellyfish while the cutscene is still playing, and we'll see an even stronger use of it later in the run. Dolphin kickflip is coming up. This is kind of a random trick where you can jump off of a piece of invisible geometry on the side of that pillar and make it up to the first of these crystals. And the dolphin keeps moving while you're inside this animation of the water getting returned. So if you get a correct angle, you can make it all the way over to the second crystal. And you can also move during this second cutscene and enter this water spout that spawns while the cutscene is actually playing. And that'll save a bit of time as well. And you can really see the, if you look at red screen here, you can see the ability to move during cutscenes being super relevant for both this and the second lantern activation, yeah.
Coming
I'm just
up
gonna
on
do some
Dolphin-
positive affirmation right here and just say, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make right side. It's gonna be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're coming up on
I'm
a
gonna nail
trick
it.
called Right Side Dolphin that is it was made significantly easier recently, but
Oh.
has
Oh
and
my
we made it.
Beautiful,
Okay.
and Will makes it. That is
That
a
is one
lot
of the
harder than
tricks
it looks.
Sketchy.
Yeah,
That was
it
so
is extremely
sketchy.
difficult.
I was hugging that
Um,
wall.
That's one of the tricks that can potentially cost upwards of 15 to 30 seconds.
Yeah, and so you have to hit the top of that ledge during the slowdown, and then you can dodge an invisible wall and make it all the way up to the second tier, the higher tier of this room, and that allows you to skip doing a much slower lap around the room. And you end your lap right next to the water spout as well, which is super nice. And Red is coming up on the exact same trick in just a moment with a couple of jellyfish remaining. So keep your eyes on red screen here. Yeah, no
If
pressure.
you'll notice, Will is now doing an incredibly difficult strat in the run called holding down and left.
Yep. And Red, this looks really good. And Red makes
And
Dolphin
you have
right side easy as well.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
A fun little jump you can see on red screen here that we didn't mention the first time around is also this jump that you can do over to this pillar. Ooh, and you can retry it, because these jellyfish spawn. So usually you're supposed to like activate some lanterns on the other side of the map, and that spawns a staircase that you have to take over to this other platform. But a nice little coyote jump, so a jump where you use the frames after leaving a platform to gain extra distance, can get you enough speed and distance to make it all the way over to the second plateau there.
Will is now coming up on the end of the level. Right here, there is some slight variation into where the dolphin can land depending on your inputs during that very long launch that we just saw, and is now into the final cutscene of the level, which takes about 2 minutes.
Okay, maybe we should explain the category.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this category is called No Game Plus, No Major Glitches. So the game is played after the first playthrough, when the player unlocks the ability to gain boost orbs outside of regular levels where you would have access to them in a casual playthrough. By doing tricks in a casual playthrough, you do not have that ability. You have to rely on environment objects.
Yeah, and the no major glitches part of this is, you know, no major glitches being kind of an arbitrary rule set that we set for ourselves to create two fairly distinct categories. What counts as a major glitch in this game is pretty much two things. You can go out of bounds in quite a few levels, and there's also some manipulation of like the way the character gets warped back in bounds when you are out of bounds. Or when the game at least thinks that you are out of bounds, that is also abused in any percent. But we don't see any of that here, and that means it's just clean movement all the way going into Shadow Tundra. And we're already setting up for the first trick of this run here.
Oh, there it is. I'm back.
You good?
I'm good, yeah.
Alright. Yeah, so as soon as Will enters this level, and Red in just a moment, he is fighting a global cycle, because all the waves, all the snowdrifts and the sand dunes you saw earlier are not random, they're on a cycle, and therefore they can be predicted. And there's a trick coming up in just a moment that requires that you hit this cycle at a certain time. You want to explain that, Eyja?
Yes, so both of our players will be aiming to be leaving the first section of this level at 1 minute 25 seconds and entering what we call the Blizzard Skip. The Blizzard Skip makes use of several large dunes, one of several large dunes, that are on this very long cycle that's about 1 minute and 20 seconds long. With some small variation over the course of the level, but there are a few high dunes that allow you to... Oh, goodness.
That is an
That allow
unlucky
you
bonk
to-
up to the statue there.
Yeah, very unlucky. That allow you to bypass a large portion of this area of the level, which would normally void you out if you travel too far from a designated path. But here...
But a beautiful
we're-
backup is going to make it all
Yep.
the way, though.
Yep, Wilvin made the backup perfectly, which gives Red an opportunity to hit a first try Blizzard Skip and gain back some time.
Yeah, so it's a pretty tight timer. You don't have a lot of leeway, yeah, as soon as you miss that first consistent cycle, you enter the very silly territory of trying to do backups that are consistent, which is gonna be a lot more difficult than the one setup we have. Red entering the Blizzard, I think a little bit behind cycle, might need to go for silly strats.
Yeah, we'll see how it shakes out. Will is now trying to climb the giant to...
Oh, that looks good, Red.
Oh, that was
That is a beautiful Blizzard Skip by Red as
first
well.
try.
And remember, he's doing this with Blue Cloak, so he has less distance he's able to travel than Will. So he had to be perfect on that, and that was just beautifully done.
Will has now hit the Ocean Sea on the Giant's Palm. There are actually several different ways that you can approach climbing the Giant here, from either the left or the right, and it also can differ depending on the category. as well, because one of our major glitches that is disallowed in no major glitches makes use of momentum from the other shoulder of the giant to reach a platform and then upward. But here we have to ride the chain.
Yeah, Will went up the right side of the statue, and Red went up the left side there. There are a lot of strats to get to the top and get to that ocean seed that are very similar time-wise.
Yeah, it's not clear exactly which one is optimal yet in terms of the game's optimization.
Yeah.
The one that's optimal is the one that you remember when you haven't played Shadow Tundra in many months. And so that's what I went for. I realized going into that, I was like, I have not done this in forever.
Yeah, so fun, very easy little trick that Will goes for here. You're supposed to go inside this bell tower and ring a bell, otherwise the door won't open. And the developers put an invisible wall to prevent you from going around or over the bell tower. But the wall is full of holes, and you can simply pass through it.
Yep.
And you'll see Red doing a very similar thing in a moment here.
Yes. That invisible wall can be quite tricky to navigate through. In an ideal scenario, you can actually hit it. Ooh, and there we see Red kind of caught the edge of it. But it is possible to get a perfect launch through it, and it looks very nice.
Yeah.
You'll
The
notice
purpose of
that
this
the
area?
bell ringing. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. The purpose of this area, you have to ring 3 bells. That'll open the final door. As we see a beautiful launch from Red to get up to this right side. They're actually doing completely opposite strategies here. Red is going for the right side. Will is going for the left first. Yeah, you're obviously supposed to ring that first bell, but the game fail safes you into like thinking you must have rung the bell if you went past it, so you don't actually have to go back and ring that first bell.
Yes,
Like,
that's
how can they get past our perfect invisible wall? You know?
That's another difference from launch patch, that it would actually soft lock you if you bypassed the first bell on launch, but now you're able to skip it, and they added a safeguard.
Yeah, so Red has actually done a lot of catching up in Shadow Tundra here, and is now only a few seconds behind Will. Of some very clean play and a nice first try Blizzard skip, and a really great launch into his bell tower as well. So ringing the bells like 4 or 5 seconds apart is very, very good here.
Yes. And then as soon as we hit the ocean seed past that golden door that both players will be approaching here, we'll be entering the next level, which is completely independent of red versus blue.
And now for some messages.
And now for a message from our sponsor.
Yeah.
There's a frustrating thing you might have noticed in Lost Grotto. There was another similar ring of lanterns, and after the last lanterns were rung, the players were able to boost and then hit the ocean seed during that boost immediately after leaving the cutscene. That does not work on this level. You have to be a bit more slow about it. Otherwise you'll overshoot the seed.
Yeah, and the way the game lights up the lanterns too is you have to be near to some of them, but not all of them. So it can be a little confusing as to whether you've actually activated all of them or not sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's especially the case in the shark level here, where some of these lantern sets require you to activate almost none of them, and some of them require almost all of the lanterns to be activated before they count as fully activated.
Yes.
Shark is a pretty tech light level in the game overall. Meanwhile, Shark as compared to
Meanwhile, Shark.
to Dolphin.
Mr. Meanwhile Shark. Well,
Yep. But there's
John
still some cool
Meanwhile.
stuff we can do. We can, for example, do crystal boosting. So the shark also has one move, and it's this little tail wag that'll boost it forward. And if you do that while colliding with the crystal, it'll like cap your speed out at around 1400 kilometers an hour for a short amount of time, and you can use that to gain a lot of extra high speed and extra distance if you manage to crystal boost while going like up a little hill or a little divot in these snow drifts. And there are a couple spots where you can get launches actually that'll take you over these snowfalls. But they're very precise and kind of difficult to set up completely.
There's also
especially in a level where. Oh, go ahead.
absolutely. I'll defer to the runner.
I was just gonna say in a level where it's you pretty much get the same time almost every time just because there's not a lot going on. It's pretty risky to go for those launches. That can definitely lose you like 10 to 20 seconds.
Yeah, time is gained in the margins in this level, definitely. It's about clean routing and nice boost timing into crystals, and then if you feel brave, you can go for one of the crystal boosts.
And we are coming up on a bit of a slow down cutscene skip if you guys want to explain that in a second.
Oh yeah.
So after we break both of these ocean sea crystals in this area, there will be another hill to climb. And if you actually boost over this hill, you will hit a trigger that triggers a slow motion cutscene. But if you take it slow over the crest of the hill, you can duck below that trigger and avoid the slowdown. So you gain a little bit more time by taking it slow in the hill climb, just as you're exiting.
Yeah, exactly. So the game tries to put you into cinematic mode, but we're not here to take the scenic route. We're to go fast. So we'd much prefer to avoid the slowdown bit. It's just on Wilburn's screen here at the very top of this ledge here, and you go over it without triggering any slowdown cutscene, and red is also coming up on it here.
One quirk of the shark level is that you can actually continuously repeat the lunging move by touching a wall, which can be useful in select scenarios.
Yeah, it's kind of fake tech. Sometimes I like try to pretend it saves time, but it almost doesn't really.
Honestly,
it's a really strange quirk, and it almost doesn't do anything. One thing that's super relevant, that was also relevant in the Dolphin level, is the ability to move during these lantern cutscenes, where the lanterns get activated, and especially because all the lanterns are on top of big hills. If you can get your shark over to the edge of that hill during a lantern cutscene, you'll just start sliding down the hill. So you'll see Will doing this and Red in just a moment, where he gets over to the hill and starts going downwards, and when we cut back, he'll be pretty much at the bottom of this hill already, going towards the final area where you can really get to see the power of crystal boosting, because there are a lot of crystals, and some of the crystals are next to each other, so you can chain them together in long sequences of like max speed capture. So look at that speedometer while Will goes through this area, and you'll see some big numbers.
There was another piece of tech that we actually didn't get to see in this particular set of runs called lantern boosting.
Yeah, it's more fake shark tech.
Yeah.
People want tech for this level so bad.
Yeah.
Making up stuff at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I can't believe none of you got cookie jump either. So, is this even a real run?
Cookie doesn't even do it in his IL.
No, because it's impossible.
I can't believe he gets a sub 4-minute time without even doing that.
Another long cutscene here.
Coming up on one of the most important levels, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess more lore for this game. There's a big worm. She drank all the water, and
Is it a snake or is it a worm? I thought it was a snake.
it's a big snake, I guess. She drank all the water, and we want her to give it back. We're kind of a big loser, and we need the Wanderer to come save us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Is that actually the lore? It drank the water?
I don't read the
No.
lore
I have
templates.
no idea.
It's like I've never read any of the text.
Actually,
Defer to my
Tournament
resident
created the
lore
wraiths,
expert.
so that's the lore.
Oh, it did?
Yes, she created the wraiths.
That doesn't make any sense.
Well,
Yeah,
you would
we're the bad guy.
read the tabloids. Come on.
I'm the
Didn't
bad
you
guy
just-
for making the fish.
We're a villain this whole time. Oh my
I
god!
reveal.
It's a woman.
Oh my god.
You can tell by the eyes.
Look at her eyeliner.
Yeah, this is one of those
Serving.
situations where, like, you know, your relationship may have a swag gap, where she's in cool ninja costume and the wraith is in some like oversized sweater looking thing.
The skater boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So as we enter this next level called Sacred River, we have a trick that allows us to skip almost the entire level after the first section. It's split up into two sections, which is inside of a temple and outside. The inside of the temple is one area that in the 80% we are able to almost completely skip by going out of bounds, but in NMG we are forced to actually go through it. But the out of bounds skip is completely fair game, since it does not make use of any
The
glitches.
outside area skip, yeah.
Yeah, and you'll see it.
Yeah.
It will be very apparent.
That doesn't mean that we're devoid of tech in the first part of this area. There are more lanterns
No,
to be
it is
activated,
very
and these
technically challenging.
and these sets of lanterns are especially generous with how many you need to actually touch for the entire set to count as collected. So you'll see on Will's screen this first set of lanterns he's gonna move up to. He's barely gonna touch any of them, and he's just gonna get activation credit and be able to go all the way to this door.
Oh no! Whoa!
No!
One more button press.
Oops. Another
Well,
fun
That
thing
was
here.
my own trick that I messed up.
Yeah. Because the duo is now on the sword, the Wanderer has joined us. We now like the water rail ability is kind of the Wanderer's ability, and so Redman actually has access to the water rail ability in this level specifically, despite being Blue Cloak. So he gets a little taste of it as well.
Yeah,
And
so
you
this
can do
is
a nice
one
little boost launch off
completely
of a rock here on Will's screen in a moment to get all the way up to this little water bubble without having to go the long way around. Put that into
Our
the mouth
players
of the
are
turtle.
very close together at this point.
Yeah, this is neck and neck, and we are coming up
Oh,
on
God.
a deadly trick
I'm terrified.
for this run.
Trick has killed more runs.
I'm
than any other
shaking.
for me.
Yeah, we're gonna probably need some serious time here.
Yep,
Once
so
once we go outside, when we're about to jump.
yeah. So the goal is to skip going through this massive outside area and collecting a bunch of ocean seeds that'll activate portions of a bridge by going over the roofs of said bridge without actually activating these portions. So runners will get a little serious time here.
Yeah.
See Red going for it here. Alright, both runners are now going for separate backups. This is a very difficult trick. And so there are a lot of backups, but realistically, the only backup is try again. So Red just got a really nice launch of that boat, and Will is also moving over to a fully separate area to do his own separate backup strat. And the goal here, you can see these phantom bridges that have all spawned. Now both players are using the same boat to try and get enough height that they can make it all the way to the exit of this level. So these phantom bridges are supposed to turn corporeal when you activate ocean seeds throughout the level. There's a big sky island that we're skipping here, but yeah, by going over the roofs you can skip all of that, and that requires gaining some serious upward momentum from using these boats as like half pipes.
And now, as we have left, doing backups upon backups for 3 bridges skip, Red has actually pulled ahead by about half of a second.
Yeah, and we're going into another extremely technical and fast-paced level. This is the final like regular level of the game, Boiling Caverns, and what you'll see is just a bunch of really fast inbound movement and some very precise tricks. The runners like almost go out of bounds in this. It's kind of hard to avoid going out of bounds in
Yeah.
Boiling Cavern, honestly.
I think my backup, if I the wrong side of the window, it'll be technically
Yeah,
not
if
a
you
no
fall
major
down,
glitches.
you're disqualified.
Yeah.
We have some, because of this level's geometry and open roof construction, as it were, we have some pretty precise definitions of what counts as out of bounds in this level. And there's one area that they will both be making use of, probably, which
Coming up on the setup here.
is a very difficult trick, because it's possible to bonk your head on the roof above those stairs.
Looks like Will is getting maybe a first try. Oh, almost, but he has a nice little
Not
backup, and
quite.
Red is going for the inbound strat instead. So Will gets to skip opening this gate by going through a window that's far up above it. It's the only one of those windows, pretty much, that actually doesn't have an invisible wall covering it. So a little advantage clawed back here by Will.
And shout out to Redman for posting the tutorials for that skit that I just learned.
Yep. Yeah, student learns from master. This is the story of Kung Fu Panda now. And this lava is a new type of terrain. We haven't even got to talk about new types of terrain. Lava is extremely fast to ride on. You get high base speed and high acceleration on lava, but if you stay on it for too long, you burn to death. So it's kind of a little bit of a risk versus reward system. When riding on lava, you have to try and avoid, like, while being in the burn state, you have to avoid touching lava. But you still want to use the lava to gain as much speed as possible. So
In fact,
a nice
lava's
little... Sorry.
so scary because the timer even continues after you leave lava until you touch the safe surface again.
Yeah, exactly. So Will completing this level in just a moment, taking the scripted death here to burn out in this final level, and Red following closely afterwards, and we head into the final long cutscene of the game. Yeah, a lot of players, when playing casually, try to figure out ways of like surviving during this this final end sequence and like making it to the other end of this room, but it's impossible. You just get stopped and you're supposed to die.
Yeah, it's a completely scripted death. I thought I was like really scared the first time I played the game. I thought I messed up.
Yeah. I suddenly thought like, whoa, this game just got really
Yeah.
fast.
I was like, oh, this looks like a boss arena.
Yeah.
I guess I have to fight the worm now.
Yeah. So Wraithers die, unlucky.
JK, we got
But-
that protag energy.
Yep. The fish disagree. So
The
you know,
plot armor.
everybody knows that the kiss of a little fish can bring you back to life.
Yeah, we get fished. We get we get kissed by the fish from Finding Nemo.
Wait, is this like? This is not going in the in the real commentary. Is this like a reverse fishing thing, where like the worm is trying to get revenge on the fish?
I think you're looking too
That's
deep
the
into
actual lore.
I've read the hidden lore tablets.
Well, as we head into the final battle, and definitely almost an auto-scroller of a level, I think something wonderful that you've probably have seen already between myself and Redman's runs here is just there's so much amazing player expression in this game. There's so many different routes, so many ways to do each of those levels. This game is just so sick for allowing us to do so much, and all 4 people here, including so many more in the Discord, have all contributed so much to this game. Like every little jump, skip, chirp boost here rather than there. There are so many people that have contributed to what this run is now. So, pretty sweet.
Yeah, big shout outs to the Discord, to everybody theory crafting and routing this game out. And especially in like new developments are still being made, you know. It's less frequent now than it was, but especially in like other categories and stuff, routing is still being figured out. A fun thing you can do in this, the first part of this final boss fight that Will has now entered, and then Red will be entering in just a moment, is there's pretty high speed, but also high speed decay in this tower climb we're doing. And so, and a really important part of this level is trying to do like a bunny hop strategy where you try to stay on the ground for a short amount of time, you boost, and you try to like gain enough tricks that you can keep building boosts and then spending them on the ground immediately. So you can do this sort of bunny hopping sequence where you maintain momentum without getting affected too much by the speed. Yeah, rocks are falling, we try to avoid them. Red is going underneath these floating platforms, that'll allow him to just dodge all the rocks. It's a really easy way of avoiding most of the danger in this level. You can't actually like die or anything, the rocks will just slow you down. So it's fairly forgiving.
The juggling the resource here is quite easy in this last section.
Yeah, it is impossible to tell what's going on.
And jumping without a chirp boost there is really detrimental, so yeah, it can be rough.
Second half here, pipe level, and this is where the boss just really gets owned super hard. So we have this half pipe, and the boss will be doing attacks in the center, shooting laser beams at us and stuff. But by maintaining jumps all the way on this, like on one side of the half pipe, you can just continually firing attacks at the boss. So you charge them by collecting these fish balls, and then you send them at the boss. And every time you do one of these attacks, you gain an additional jump, regain the ability to double jump, and you also gain the ability to use your water rail again. And so you can just stay in the air. The worms literally can't hit you while you're up here, apart from with one specific attack. And so you're just trying to build attacks as fast as possible, collect as many of these fish balls as possible, while staying away from the boss's attacks. The boss is pretty powerless.
It's actually another section where having water going on is quite a big difference.
Oh yeah.
As blue, the water bill by water bill.
Yeah, and they finished that. They just finished that sequence 1 second apart, going into the final part of this level here. So this is very exciting. The final section here is a chase sequence where we are now on the offensive, chasing down the boss and trying to collect these fish balls again while dodging attacks. And the main consequence of getting hit is you get slowed down, and also you lose a bit of your charge towards your next attack. So you're unable to perform the next attack fast. So our players will be looking to find the most optimal clumps of these fish balls to try and charge their attacks as fast as possible. But there is a little bit of RNG. Let's hope this run isn't decided by the dice roll.
It is where the fish spawn. Like unintended, but you can mitigate a lot of that by choosing smart ways to navigate through.
So a nice little checkpoint. Middle of this sequence is when you get help from the dolphin after doing, I believe it's 6 attacks towards the boss. You'll start a little cutscene where the dolphin comes and helps you, and that marks the midway point of this phase. So that's dolphin for Will, maybe 1.5 seconds ahead of Red, going into the final section here. And time is also coming up pretty soon, so we're doing one more run through of the same thing, but the boss gains an additional attack. And then once the players have done this combo, but the next time, that'll be time. So, eyes on both players and how fast they can charge these attacks. Dodging the attacks is pretty trivial, so getting good routing is good direction to charging these attacks. This red is going into that cutscene maybe half a second ahead. So now it's mashing. Who can mash the fastest?
Faster, yeah.
Of
Yep.
course, it
So
ends with the mashing. Oh
at
my
the
god.
very end here, so once the boss is vulnerable, you just have to mash your interact key as hard as possible. And that is time for Red and time for Will.
Wow.
Wow.
What a crazy run.
Incredible. Finishing within half of a second each other, almost.
God.
That was amazing.
That was
Well
amazing.
done, well
Jesus.
done. Beautiful stuff, yeah.
I'm actually shocked I caught up in the first place because I was behind by like
That was sick.
30 plus seconds after Veiled Sea.
Yeah, your Shadow Tundra was amazing.
God. Yeah, I'm telling you, a Shadow Tundra is literally what makes or breaks this run. Like, it is the
Dude,
hardest level in
I-
the entire game.
Yeah, I have literally not played it in like months, and I I realized going into this, I was like, I think that and the final boss is the only ones I haven't practiced. Oh my god.
Man, that
Yeah.
was rough.
It does kind of suck that the only... I guess it's like a good thing that the only RNG in the game is Sky Abyss, but like, it really sucks when it's like down to the wire and it's like, literally whoever just gets the better RNG on the water orbs in the tunnel is just probably who wins. Like, I feel like I got just slightly better RNG potentially.
I think
Maybe
probably,
I got hit a few
so-
times in the boss fight too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, both of you did, and I'm not sure. I would have to really like dissect the Sky Abyss to see.
I mean, you entered and left the last phase at like 2 seconds apart. Like, so it was a pretty minor difference if it was anything. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I know like the tower climb and the first phase can definitely make a bit of a difference for sure. Like you can do those pretty consistently because it's just kind of the same technique. But yeah, for phase 2 and 3 of the tournament fight, it's like you have to prioritize just getting as many orbs as possible. Like what I also do is I save my boosts. So I save boost orbs specifically to like get the fish lines, because those fish lines are the ones that give you the most orb power to charge it to shoot off to tournament. So if I see a fish line, I boost towards that one and try to get it quicker that way.
You can boost during that section?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can gain boost
You-
orbs. Yes.
Yeah, you can do
Didn't know
tricks, you
that.
can boost, and you can trip as well.
What? So
Yep.
does it affect just your left-right movement? It doesn't affect how? Does it affect?
No, it
how
affects
much
how fast you go
accelerate
forward.
Yeah, no, you can
What?
boost forward.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't know that. Good to know.
And it's really easy to go into that phase with max boosts because you just spam trick
Right.
while in the previous phase.
Yeah.
That makes so
I do
much
think
sense.
it actually does
Oh.
boost time to stop and dedicate time to charging while you're in Perfect Z, but
Yeah, I think so.
because
As well.
you there's a lot of drag in the air for some reason.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
opposite of phase 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Regarding the outro for the run, I guess how do we want to do that? Do you want to do your like Red and Will? Do you want to do kind of a thing first, and we'll just because we're not
join-
the main show.
Yeah,
you know?
join. I mean, I'm definitely going to shout out the Giant Squid Speedruns Discord.
Yeah.
If anyone's like interested in speedrunning the game, you know, we're active in there, posting strats in there all the time, pretty much. So, you know, just something that like directs newcomers on where to go, would be kind of a good thing to do. That's what I would do, at least.
Yeah, I don't think I'll add anything to that other than everybody go watch Newt run at AGDQ next.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll be playing at GDQ as well with several members of this very cast showing up there as well.
Yeah. we're
Pretty sure
excited.
we'll all be there, right? Wilbin, you're backup, right?
Yeah.
don't
I
think
will.
we'll-
I will not be going. Yeah.
Oh.
I submitted another, I think 2 other runs in the second submission series, and they didn't get in. So yeah, I just can't justify the spending the money if I'm
Okay,
not
yeah.
doing a run.
I
So
see.
unfortunately, I won't be going just because. I was just at PAX West for them, and then
Yeah.
this summer's GDQ as well. So
Okay.
I'm gonna
I gotcha.
take
Yeah, you've
a
been gaming.
January off. Yeah.
That's fair.
But,
Dude, your runs are so entertaining. I love them. They're
oh,
really good.
thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I'd love to submit a race to this summer's GDQ for sure if anyone's interested.
Swag.
Yeah.
Yo, learn any percent.
I don't know about any percent.
I don't think it would get in.
Yeah, I was thinking
Like-
no major glitches or like all ocean seeds might be entertaining.
We could do some weird stuff, dude.
Or
all
49
shells.
shells.
Is the category.
Dude, 49
Oh,
shells
shit.
race would be
Oh
awesome.
my god.
49 shells. Lost Grotto is the biggest puzzle in the universe. Like,
Anyone
go
been
figure that
routed?
out for me, because I've been
Incredible.
looking into it, and it's so difficult to figure out a good route. I think Nitro has